In Invincible, while Nolan, Oliver, and Mark were resting up after their fight against Conquest, the coalition of planets started their attack on the Viltrumite Empire. This all happened after a report came into Thetis that Nolan's group, which was made up of him, Mark, Oliver, Alan, and Tech Jacket, all went missing after they encountered 3 Viltrumites. This made Thetis panic as they were the backbone to their whole operation against the Viltrumite Empire. Nevertheless, the coalition continued on with their plans, using the venom extracted from the Cloxus plant, which proved to be effective against the Viltrumite tissue, to build weapons laced with this poison. All the coalition needed now was for Thetis to give his final word for this war to begin, in which he said, "Commence the initial assaults." And so the battle against the strongest alien race began. Now, I've already talked about how Nolan, Mark, and Oliver ended up in some unknown planet after their encounter with Conquest, but Alan and Zack, aka Tech Jacket, were actually able to get away from the Viltrumites by hiding in a corner of the ship using the Tech Jacket. After some time passed, as Zack starts explaining to Alan how he didn't need to take a shower thanks to his suits, a large rumble could be heard from the outside. It was then that Alan knew that backup had arrived, since he did have a tracking signal built into his gear that could only be detected by knowing its exact frequency. And as Alan had guessed, Space Racer was there to bring them back together with the Coalition army. So after finally coming back to the Coalition headquarters, Thetis tells Alan and Zack to prepare for battle, as they are being sent to the planet Ula, where the Viltrumites have fortified a base there, successfully resisting the Coalition forces. And by capturing this planet, it will allow the Coalition to be able to move deeper into Viltrumite territory. Now, the war seems to be moving 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, as the Coalition army, while effective against the forces of the various Viltrumite occupied planets, are still no match against a Viltrumite agent. And even with Battle Beast, who agreed to fight with the Coalition, they still lack the heavy hitters such as the likes of Nolan, Mark, and Oliver. So in the meantime, they started to prepare more weapons using the information written in Nolan's books. And while all of this was happening, one of the data twins was suspiciously feeding this information onto someone. And this someone turned out to be Thrak, who's not only the most powerful Viltrumite, but he's also the current ruler of the Viltrumite Empire.